I'm joined from Melbourne by the Shadow Minister for Industrial Relations, Victorian Liberal MP Nick Wakeling. Nick, how much responsibility, if any, does the Premier bear for what we've seen in recent days?
Thanks, Peter. And Victorians, Australians would be rightly outraged at what they're seeing on the streets of Melbourne. And this is squarely because the Premier has ducked the important issue of leadership. I mean, refusing to talk to the media yesterday, an 8 a.m. press conference this morning. This is a Premier that's made decisions on the run, snap lockdowns, telling 320,000 Victorians they can't work across metropolitan Melbourne. And he has failed in his leadership, and Victorians can be rightly angry with the way he's managed this issue.
There's long been a debate that the CFMEU gets booted out of the Labor movement. Is it time that the Labor Party stops taking money from the CFMEU?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we know that the Victorian branch of the Labor Party has had millions of dollars poured into their coffers by this union. Daniel Andrews does their bidding, his government does their bidding, and at a time when members of his union have been attacking his office, which is unprecedented when you think about industrial relations in this state. Where's the Premier on this issue? Where's the Premier calling out the CFMEU? Where's the Premier stepping up to the plate, doing his job? He's nowhere to be seen because he knows that that union has so much power in this state, he's not prepared to take them on.
Well, I want to ask you about this statewide 2-week construction ban. We saw the Premier this morning talk about the number of current cases in the construction sector. There's 320,000 workers. He's talking about 350 infections. That's 0.0. That's 0.0. So why shut down the industry?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a knee-jerk reaction to a riot that was taking place in the streets of Melbourne. We've got workers working across metropolitan Melbourne, building homes, renovating people's homes, and they've been told overnight you can't go to work for 2 weeks. They've done nothing wrong. They're at no greater risk of transferring COVID than anyone else in the community. The government failed to sit down and talk to industry to come up with a workable solution to put in place COVID-safe plans to ensure this industry can stay open. But this is the way this government operates. Whether it's COVID, whether it's legislation, whether it's the way they implement policy, they implement without any consultation and forget the views of industry, of stakeholders. And we're seeing this played out not only in the construction industry, but across so many other communities and industries across this state. People stuck at home, unable to open their businesses, unable to go to work, mental health crisis amongst many people across this state. And we've got a Premier calling 8 a.m. news conferences. He needs to show leadership. He needs to sit down with stakeholders and fix this.